Hey you, welcome to this very last Thriving Tuesday before I'm going to give birth to my precious little princess. I've promised myself that today would be one that would be very honest, raw, and real. Because I'll start right here. This pregnancy has not been a blast. And I'll tell you why. When you feel restricted, especially when you're like me and you're a very driven, energetic, enthusiastic person who wants to move forward in life and preferably as fast as possible, then feeling restricted is actually the worst. I mean, this has been a challenge for me. The thing is, I've reinvented myself about 5, 6 years ago when I was stuck in my burnout and I was given the opportunity to reinvent myself. And I was so grateful for that chance. I really took it on with both hands, dove into it, and my life changed for the better. I mean, I felt more resilient, I felt more empowered than ever. I finally believed in myself and I was having a lot of fun. Then I started doing this as a career, coaching highly sensitive people. And I was able to reinvent myself again because then, you have to start setting boundaries on a whole new level. You have to really step up your game, show yourself, be vulnerable on a whole new level. And that was a challenge, but I did that with fun. At the beginning, I was having these nightmares that I was naked and that I had to hide myself because I was really showing myself to the world, and that was new for me. But you know what? This was a fun process. I really love my job, so we dove into it, had a lot of fun, and we grew again. Then I was pregnant with my first child, my son. And we got married and we bought another house and we moved and we renovated and there was a lot going on. So I became a mother and I was able to reinvent myself again. And that took me a while because my body was not very comfortable with that situation, apparently. The pregnancy wasn't very easy, but still okay. I had a lot of energy, so it made me move mountains during that pregnancy, and I enjoyed everything that I was able to create at that time. Then you give birth, and my body actually really made me slow down, which is not my natural state of being. And, it took me a year to recover from that because, yeah, there was just a lot of pain and I didn't have any energy and I felt very weak in my body. But after a year, we were finally there, reinvented ourselves, was riding my horses again, and I bought a new one and I was having fun and I was actually really finding my way. As a mom, a businesswoman, a horseback rider, a wife, just a girl having fun, it was all there. But then I was up-leveling my work by really focusing on artists and really making myself on that expert level worldwide, growing internationally as well. So I was able to really step into that greatness as well because, every time you grow, there is resistance. So that was a challenge. It took some time of me, but also, again, it was fun because I was doing something that I really love and I was enjoying it. And you know what? Now it feels amazing. It feels amazing that I can work with all these cool people and inspire so many artists who are maybe feeling lost or like they're misunderstood, and being there for them, that's just out of this world. I'm loving it. So then I got pregnant with my second child, which is a girl. And instantly, this pregnancy was different from the last one because with a boy, there's this male energy, and I have a lot of male energy from myself, very focused, very driven, very outgoing, and creating things. But then now there is this female energy inside of me, and honestly, I didn't know what to do with it. And sometimes I still don't, this is a riddle to me. This is new. This is energy that I've never experienced. And from the beginning, she made me slow down and let that be the biggest challenge for me in the world. So she was, my body was being shut down, and that was really hard for me because I didn't have energy to do anything. And then you feel guilty because you have so much to do and you want to inspire people and you want to do everything right. And you want to also be a good wife and mother to the rest of your family, but you're feeling so damn tired and restricted. And it really was like my body was chaining me down or something. So that was hard on me, I really struggled these months to stay positive because my body just so quickly after that last pregnancy, when I was finally feeling better and I had my energy back, and then this new pregnancy came, and instantly my body just completely shut down again. And that felt a little bit scary and overwhelming because it triggers that past experience of that year recovery that asked so much of me, and that didn't feel great, of course, because you're restricted. You can't do the things that you really want to do all the time. And that feeling really got me, I really, really struggled there because I was feeling so down that I had to give up everything that I had worked so hard for to get back. I had to give it up immediately because of the last C-section. My muscles were super weak, and last time they were really strong, but now instantly I had to stop riding my horses from the gynecologist, and I couldn't continue doing the things that I love. So it felt like my life was being put on hold. And it took me some time to really move through that because I couldn't get out of that thinking because it had been already so present in that experience before that it just really got to me. And then after a while, you start finding your way again and you let it go and you start doing new things. So, not being able to ride my horses, which gives me a lot of energy, or not work out or all those things that, because I like to be active and on a strong way, not just, the quiet, soft things. I like to be really, work hard on those things. And then you can't. And then after a while, I started seeing it as an opportunity to grow in my business, grow internationally, do the worldwide stuff. And that's what happened. We put our time there, we put the focus there. So by reframing the focus and putting it elsewhere, that really helped me. But then there was still that female energy that was like really telling me something and wanting me to learn this lesson. And I wasn't really good at it this time, Usually there were so many things that I had already learned like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times in a row by when I was reinventing myself. And now at this stage, it was like, what the fuck? It's like it's not even here. It's like I can't do it anymore. And those hormones are kicking in and it's really hard to stay positive. So that was a big challenge for me because it felt like I was being catapulted back 10 years or something to the past when I was still feeling down and negative and I didn't know how to get out of that. Well, actually, I had learned all these things, but somehow I couldn't apply them during this pregnancy. It was really hard for me. So then I started working with people and started refocusing my attention towards the things that I'm grateful for, towards abundance, towards the inner richness that is already there. And those things really help me. So that is actually what I do want to share with you. If you feel restricted by whatever reason, It's so important where you put your focus, your attention, and your energy, because that is what you will get back. And this time it was really hard for me to get out of it because I was constantly being confronted with the fact that I couldn't do the things that I wanted to do. So that was really holding me down. But by staying focused on that, nothing is changing. You will stay stuck in that same circle and you will see even more of the things that you can't do. So it was only when I started shifting that internally again, which normally these last years came a lot more easy to me and more natural because I had worked so hard on it. But now this time I really had to make an effort again. But it is by doing that and by not accepting the pity party any longer, because I'll be real with you, this was a big ass pity party for a very long time. And it's by, at one point, it's okay that it's there for a while. You can accept that, you can embrace that. But at one point, I'm sure you're tired of it and you want to keep moving forward and feel good again about yourself and your life. And it was at that point that things started to change again, when I decided that enough was enough and that I just reshifted my focus towards the things that I'm grateful for, the things that are working out for me, the things that are amazing. And it also, impacted my relationship with my husband a lot because, let's be honest, we're not the nicest people when we're pregnant and those hormones are going and things are not working out for us. And this has not been an easy ride for him this time. And, it is only when I started refocusing and seeing the things that are nice and are amazing and feeling more happy about myself and, up-leveling my own energy, that's the moment when our relationship started going better again and we are having a lot more fun and happiness and joy together. And when our son is, of course, also feeling better and I am a lot more patient, which is also something that I had to learn because it's not there by nature. But these things really help. So, if you feel a little bit lost or restricted in your life at this moment, first of all, I do sincerely hope that, like in my situation, it is temporary, because still it can feel, in my case with a C-section, and a pregnancy of 9 months, it's over a year that you are lost. And then you need to recover still after that. So that already feels like a very long time. But I've worked with clients who had chronic diseases or things that are limiting them and making them feel very restricted to doing the things they love. But it is all about the mindset and how do we deal with this situation, because the situation is there. Whether we want it or not, I'm so grateful. It's a little miracle that we got pregnant this easily with my daughter, because the first time wasn't easy and I had to get surgery in order to get pregnant. So it was a little miracle that it happened this fast, but also it surprised me. And that is why it really overwhelmed me that my life was being put on hold while I was making all these plans, because we didn't think it was going to happen anyway, Best mindset ever to get kids, by the way. But if that's the case for you, that you are stuck in a situation like that, in whatever way, I see it physically, but I also see it mentally when my artists that I work with, are feeling restricted because they have to play a certain role for the media or for their audience or for their managers. And the athletes that I work with, are being put up to do this and do that, even though it doesn't feel aligned to them. And those situations really ask from you to step up your inner game, because it's only when we shift it inside that anything else in your outer world, in your reality, can fall into place. And that is when it will happen. So again, this was proof for me that this is how it works, and that's actually how easy it goes. Because it was a lot harder to stay stuck in those patterns that weren't working out for me and that were costing me a lot of energy than it was to do the inner work and to shift my focus and to keep reshifting towards gratitude, towards joy, towards playfulness, towards that enthusiasm that is, of course, still there. But sometimes you need to just treat your body, in this case, a little bit different. And that is really what I wanted to share with you today. If you feel restricted, first of all, you're not alone in whatever way it is. There's so many people in the world going through something that is making them feel like they're being held back. But also very often we are our own worst enemy, because in this case, it was also my mind, my brain that was really making it a lot harder for me than necessary. And in the past, before I reinvented myself, before my personal transformation, that was my biggest challenge. Just staying stuck in that negative world and not being able to get out of it and not being able to break those patterns towards new, more healthy, productive habits that really changed my life. So don't be that person. Be kind to yourself, be good to yourself, give yourself what it is that you need and that lifts your energy. Because in the end, everything you experience is just a reflection of your inner world. So if you know that, just have a little look without judgment, because that's not serving you. Just have a little look at, what can I do? Where are things not going the way I would like them to go? And how can I up-level my game? How can I shift my focus? How can I do the inner work? Who do I need to become to lead this happy, joyful life? And if you feel like you need support on that, you know what? I'm going to be out for a little while now, but my calendar is open. So you can always book that appointment with me to just have a chat and see what we can do for you specifically after my maternity leave. So you can already book that call in so that you're sure of your spot to have a chat, because I'm very, very sure that those will be filled really soon once we're back on track. So get your chance and book it now, and we'll have a chat, and I'm sure that you'll get out of this too, because it doesn't matter what the situation is. All that matters is the way we show up in that situation, and that will decide everything else that grows forth from there. So thank you so much for letting me share my story with you today. I know it was a big one, but it was one that really needed to be shared as well, because I'm quite sure that I'm not the only one experiencing these kind of feelings and emotions, and there is a way out of it. You don't have to feel stuck. There are ways to move forward from feeling restricted and building on your own freedom and joy and happiness and fulfillment. So reach out if I can support you with that. And otherwise, I'm going to say goodbye for now, and we'll see each other later on this year again. Bye bye.